Hello everybody, peace. I hope that you're having a wonderful day today, and I just wanted to talk about something that everybody seems to be talking about, and that is the narcissist, right? And I'm going to be making a video on a personal experience and a personal kind of reflection that I noticed that I'm sure is going to be so helpful to you who are dealing with someone like this personality type in your life. And let's get right into it. Bismillah.
From beautiful seas to flourishing legacies.
So there are two times when a narcissist will try, actually, let me correct that. When a narcissistic personality type, not necessarily a narcissistic personality disorder, but a person who is leaning towards the tendencies of a narcissist, but they haven't quite been categorized as that because there are so many different narcissists, and without going into all of the research, it's very hard to see a covert narcissist in their true colors, especially in a therapy room, which is where a person is normally diagnosed with this disorder. So I'm going to keep it as narcissistic personality type, right? So anyway, there seems to be like this fascination with it. There is this rising in culture and where people are becoming more aware of it, and it's amazing, right? It's amazing because people are becoming so well versed, and they're beginning to know the strategies and things on how to deal with these people. However, at the same time, there are narcissistic people who are also doing their own research into this topic so they can become better narcissists. I spoke about this before, but that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is something that I found to be a peak time for the narcissist to interact with a person and take advantage of them. And there's two times. So I'll give you an experience that I had. So a few years ago, I was speaking to someone, and this person was a covert narcissist, and the conversation went really well, and somehow, and we got to the end, and I made a joke because I kind of felt a little tension, and that's what I was doing back then. I was just trying to make everyone feel comfortable, and I made a little joke. So I make this joke, everybody is laughing, and I'm feeling really happy and excited because I found the joke genuinely really funny as well. And this narcissistic person is also laughing, and then literally at that moment, the narcissistic person made a request. And it was something which, if I had been in a calmer mood or more like cautious, I would have seen it as something like, oh, that's a weird request. You are pushing boundaries. It was a clear violation of a boundary, right? But at the time, I was so excited and so happy. Thankfully, I had someone else in the room who picked that up straight away, and they came to me afterwards and they said, this person is pushing a boundary. They're violating a boundary. And I didn't really think much of it at the time. I said, okay, it's a no. So anyway, later on, what happened was another instance. Now, let me tell you about another experience that I had, which was maybe more recent. And I was in a situation, and I was in a really, really good mood. And I had seen someone who I'd been wanting to see a long time. And at the time, this narcissistic person was so sweet, and they were so nice before. And then I got into a really good mood. I was just really happy that day. And then they began to be angry, irritable, annoyed, and they began to make these like crazy requests of me. Can you speak to this person because they made me feel like this, and I think you should do that because that's your role, and etc, etc, etc. And I remember just kind of reflecting over it because I had done a lot of work on myself with these kind of people by this time, and I was just kind of reflecting on it, and I just thought, interesting, the timing of your request, right? So now let's move on to another situation. So another situation happened where I was in a very, very sad place. And I had been shamed in public, and it was in front of family members, and I felt very uncomfortable. I kind of felt very like, literally the shame was so strong. I just wanted to shrink. I just wanted to hide. I did not want to interact with anyone. I just wasn't in a good place. So what happened was this narcissistic person came to me afterwards, who was a key component of causing this interaction, and they came to me afterwards and they began to rub it in my face, and they began to say things to me like, you know, if you did it like this, then you wouldn't have experienced this. And I remember thinking, oh, like, of all times, you're coming to me when I'm not feeling great, when this serious big thing happened, and it caused a lot of like flare-ups, and it caused a lot of issues. And at that time my eye was twitching, right? Because my body reacts to toxicity, as I think everyone's does when we pay attention to it. My eye was twitching, and I was constantly continuing to interact with this person. And in my interaction with this person, I was trying to be nice, I was trying to be kind, and then what happened was they took advantage of that in my time of vulnerability, right? So what I have just shared with you are the peak times when a narcissistic person will try and get what they want from you. And those are two main times, but it really could be at the peak of any emotion, right? It could be at the peak of your anger. It could be at the peak of any emotion. As I said, the two emotions specifically that a narcissist will optimize on is, number one, it is when it is in your time of joy, when you are happy, when you are excited about life, when you're laughing and you're thinking fondly about things. And when we are in that state, we begin to perceive things as much more positive, and we see the best in things and the best in people as well, right? And this narcissist picked it up, and that's when they asked me, and that is when they ask for what they requested. And that was a special request that they make, which is crossing a boundary at any other time, right? So that is the first time. It's the time of your joy, and they ask you something, and there's this little discomfort that comes, but you kind of don't want to get out of your happy feeling, and you end up saying yes, right? The second time that a narcissist will come, and this will be their peak time as well, is when they want to literally kick you when you're already fallen on the ground. I know it's an awful thing to think, right? But these are awful people, and they do awful things, and these are things that which happen to so many of us in the population. They kick you when you are down, when you are feeling vulnerable, when you're feeling sad. That is when they literally don't pick you up from your hand. They might, if it's like an early stage of the relationship, they're love bombing, they'll come to you and you're the most kind of vulnerable, they'll kind of like show that. But if you've known them for a while and they've already gone through the stage of devaluation, meaning they put you down, pick you up, put you down, pick you up, put you down, intermittent reinforcement, all of these things, you can research what they mean if you don't know, backhanded compliments, all that stuff. And what happens at that stage is that they will literally kick you while you're down, right? They will take advantage of it, and they will 100% show up at that time if you allow them into your life. And the purpose of this video is just to bring awareness to that first and foremost, and to know that there is something that you can do. And the best thing that you can do with a narcissist, and listen, I have looked at all of the strategies, I have tried them, and the one thing which is the most profound and works so brilliantly is when you cut them off. Get away from them. They do not need to be in your vicinity. You do not need to save them from anything. A person has to choose that for themselves, right? So if you can, cut them off. If you can't, then there is some things that you can do. Maybe I'll make a video about this, but start documenting what is happening. Start noticing and give it just a no response. Because from this whole point of this video is people who are narcissistic want a response. They want your reaction because it validates them. And just like a toddler, which is what state of childhood this narcissistic person is, the tantrums and the demands and the entitlement, is a toddler, right? It's an emotional toddler. And this person literally wants a reaction, whether the attention is good. I don't know if you have children, but sometimes they will do things to get your attention, whether it's good or whether it's bad. And children are supposed to go through that. That's normal for a child. But this is an adult we're talking about, right? So they will do it whether it's good attention or bad attention. They just want a reaction, because a reaction makes them feel important enough to have that impact on your life. And they love that. they will search your social media for that. So for example, if you have finished a relationship with a narcissist and you're still posting kind of passive aggressive comments, they are reading them comments. If you're reading that, and that gives them a feeling like, oh, still thinking about me. Yes, that is literally to the extent that it goes. So the best reaction that you can have to a narcissistic person is no reaction. And it's very best, what this looks like is the grey rock method. Is the boring person yes, no, I don't know, okay, yeah, and that's it. Just leave it at that. But if you have to kind of interact a bit more because you work with this person, and I was actually coaching someone who works with this kind of personality type, then again, you just don't show them anything about your emotional inner world, your vulnerabilities. You have to be like that, right? With these people, you just show them simplicity, as in like, yes, this is the information, very professional, nothing more, right? And that's if you have to be around them. But if you don't have to be around them, run away as far as you can and stay away from these people, because they are a waste of your energy, they are a waste of your time, and they will drain you so much, and you have something important to do. You have beautiful seeds that you need to get back to and bring into the world that we live in. I know that sounded so cliched, but it really is true. You have so much good to give to the world, and that is why they will come to you, these people, because anytime you're trying to do good, the devil will always come and try to block you from it. So I hope that this video serves as a reminder. Hopefully you got a few lessons from that, and just observe for yourself as well if you're around these kind of people. Have a blessed, brilliant day, everyone. By the way, I have a free downloadable. It is from my book, The Woke Writer. It is The Art of Letting Go. All the information is under this video. Have a blessed day, everyone. Peace.